People have been curious about the character and beliefs of Sigma males ever since they first came to the public spotlight. Sigma men are complicated people who are hard to get to know. They adapt more quickly than other kinds of men, and their minds are still not well understood. They have their own way of seeing the world. They are not like other people and do not take societal norms at face value. They decide what's right or wrong for them, so their fate is in their own hands. They don't do things based on what others say is good or bad. They do what they believe to be right. The world is full of people still figuring out how to live, and Sigma men don't follow anyone because no one really knows what is good or bad. Thus, the Sigma men embarked on their own journey of discovery. They don't want to be told what to do by other people, so they want to figure things out on their own. The main reason they decided to go on their own is because they don't understand why some people do the things they do. Sigma males aren't rebellious because they like chaos. They just don't understand why people blindly follow the rules and norms. So without further ado, here are 10 things Sigma males will never understand. 1. Talking to people just to kill time. People sometimes hang out to kill time. They may not really care about what's being said, but they force themselves to talk anyway because they don't want to be alone. Sigma males don't understand why people make small talk if they don't like it. If a Sigma wants to kill time, he just does something else. If he's bored and has nothing to do, he'd rather listen to the sounds of nature than start talking to strangers. Sigma males aren't the type to get bored easily because they're always doing something. If they're not working, they probably do something else that keeps their minds busy. So, they don't really have any free time. They are not free just because they are alone. They are always doing something. Sigma men don't hate being around other people. They just don't want to do it for meaningless things like killing time. If they talk to anyone, it means that person is interesting enough to talk to. 2. When other people view your time alone as boring. People tend to think that being alone is boring. If you have nothing interesting going on in your life, spending time alone is boring. Sigma males can't understand why people think this way because their private time is very important to them. They like being alone because it gives them a break from all the drama in the rest of the world. They stay quiet in a corner and think about things. Sigma men are always looking for ways to get better, so they think about what they could have done better in the past. Because of this, they change quickly. Sigma males just don't understand why people don't want to be alone. How else will they figure out what went wrong? People usually have busy lives because they don't like to be alone. They find something to do even when they have nothing to do. They want to be with other people. It's like something is following them around. Sigma men don't like living that way, and sometimes they just want to be by themselves. No matter what they're doing at the time, the quiet is very soothing and comforting. 3. Seeking acceptance and popularity. We think that famous people usually get what they want because that's what society tells us. Everyone wants to be popular because they are loved and admired. Alpha males, for example, want to be liked more than anything else. They want to be seen by everyone. They work hard their whole lives to get famous, and once they do, they try to keep up with the way people see them. When you are well known, everyone is looking at you. You must live up to what others expect of you, and you can't fail. It can be hard to keep up with what other people want from you. Sigma men don't want to be put under too much pressure. They don't want anyone to tell them how to live. Sigma men don't understand why people want to be popular given all the rules that come with it. It's the same as putting yourself in a cage and giving the keys to someone else. Sigmas don't want to be popular because they know it will hurt them, and they don't understand why others do. 4. Thinking that being in a relationship will automatically make you happy. Some people think that being single makes them unhappy. They think that getting together with someone will make them happy. Sigma men do not all feel the same way. They think that happiness comes from the inside out. Whether they're in a relationship or not, it's up to them to make sure they're happy. People think being in a relationship makes them happy, but that's not always true. If you meet the wrong person, it will hurt you more than help you. Some people are disappointed when they finally get with someone because nothing else in their lives changes. Sigma men think that if they can't be happy, no one else can either. So instead of trying to find a partner, they concentrate on what makes them happy. This doesn't mean Sigma males don't want to be in a relationship. It just means they know that having a partner doesn't make them happy. 5. Obsession with becoming the center of attention. The spotlight is always on alpha males. They are willing to do anything to get everyone's attention. People really like them because they look like rare things that shine in the middle of the night. But in reality, alpha males are whatever people think they are. They start to think less of themselves when they don't get the attention and respect they think they deserve. Alpha males can't do well if they don't work as a team. On the other hand, Sigma men don't have to be the center of attention. They don't like being around people and would rather be alone. They don't understand why people try so hard to be in the spotlight. With or without anyone noticing their abilities, Sigma males still excel at what they do. They don't need people to notice them in order to do well. They know that a person's real strength comes from within. When a person's life is based on how much attention they get, they are worthless. Also, being in the spotlight and getting a lot of attention can make a person less effective because they try to please their audience instead of doing what is right. 6. Blindly following the status quo. Society is built on a system, and kids are taught not to ask questions about that system. No one ever asks why things are done the way they are, whether they are young or old. When we have our own kids, we'll teach them to follow the rules without asking questions. This cycle has been going on for many, many years. Sigma males are not the kind of people who follow the rules without asking questions. They won't do something they don't think is right. They think that people need to think and ask questions for society to move forward. Before they do anything, they need a good reason. They don't just go along with everyone else because they want to fit in. They're not afraid to ask questions. They are interested and think that the only way to progress is to question the rules. They don't understand why people just follow without asking questions. Some people say they don't question the way things are now because they don't want to upset the balance of society. But Sigma males aren't afraid to upset the balance of society if they think it will help people. They want to make the world a better place, and they know that the only way to do that is to question things and then change them. So Sigma males don't just accept the way things are without thinking about how they could change. 7. Going along with trends for no reason. Some people just go with the flow. So long as something is popular, they want it. They don't always like what they do, or it's just not their style. The only reason they do it is because it's in fashion. Sigma men don't care about what's popular at the moment. If they want to do something, they do it because they like it, not because everyone else is doing it. Sigma men are not copycats. They won't buy a shirt or watch because everyone else has one, and they won't buy a car just because it's popular. Even when it comes to small things like music or movies, Sigma males would rather watch something they are interested in than something popular. They don't like to do things just to follow a trend. Instead, they want to do things in an honest way that makes sense to them. Sigma males think it's important to think for yourself and not let other people's ideas change your mind. They don't just follow trends for no reason. Instead, they spend more time researching than making their own choices. 8. Trying to gain approval from others. What people think of a man is the most important thing in his life. It's up to them to decide if they like him or not. But Sigma males do not agree with this view. They don't care what other people think of them, and they don't try to change. People make rules for other people that they can't follow themselves. It's a waste of time to try to please such people. Some people spend their whole lives trying to impress the people they admire. But nothing is important if it doesn't make you happy. Sigma men don't spend their lives trying to get people to notice them. When they are happy with how things are, they won't try to make changes. Sigma males live their lives based on what they want to do and what they think is right. Recognition happens on its own. If someone ever notices you, it should be because you deserve it, not because they have to. 9. Placing more emphasis on outward looks than character. In modern times, people care more about how they look than how they are inside. People don't care about a person's true character. Just by looking at the person, they can tell what they think about them. Before they read the book, they judge it based on its cover. People have many sides, so you can't make a decision just by looking at one. Some people try to look good and dress to impress, but they don't have anything to offer. Some people look calm and nice, but inside they are wild animals who take out their anger on the people around them. Before coming to a conclusion about a person's character, a Sigma man spends a lot of time getting to know them. Even though he knows that people can change, he is still careful about what he recommends. Dressing modestly doesn't mean that a person is. What's inside is more important than what's outside. 10. Having an inflated sense of entitlement. Some people think they should get special treatment just because of who they are or who is in charge. They think that everyone else should treat them better than they do. Sigma males don't see how this makes any sense at all. Sigmas believe in fairness. They think that everyone, no matter who they are, should be treated the same. Sigma men have the same opinion of everyone around them. They don't put some people ahead of others, so they don't see why anyone should think they have more rights than others. Even if a Sigma is in a position of power, he would rather wait until it's his turn before giving orders. They want to be treated like everyone else and not use their power to get special treatment. Sigma males think that things would be much better than they are now if everyone was treated the same.